Welcome to Busch Gardens Williamsburg, the world's most beautiful theme park.
Well, we're not there right now. Had to film this afterwards because we didn't have mics.
I'm Nastya.
And I'm Bogdan. Come with us and we'll show you whether a trip here is worth it for you. We started off with the parking, and let me tell you, it's not cheap. Expect to spend $35 to $40 as the parking prices vary quite literally by the day. But the tickets are where things really vary. If you're lucky on the low end, you might score tickets that are about $55, but on busy days, it can shoot up to $100 or even more. Always check online because buying at the gate will always be more expensive.
Then you've got add-ons. All-day dining is about $30, and the quick queue, which is skip the line pass, is about $70 to $100. Once again, it depends on the day.
One more tip. If you're military or veteran or in certain other groups, you might be able to snag tickets online for free. Definitely worth checking out before you go.
After the gates, you land in England, a really charming little village with classic English architecture, flags everywhere, and of course, gift shops. Now, here's the thing. England doesn't actually have any rides. Instead, it's got a theater with shows, a couple food spots, and a sky ride. A cable car that will take you all the way over to Germany. It's fun, but we wouldn't recommend doing it at first, because you'll end up skipping past a lot of rides. Honestly, if it's your first visit, the best move is just walking the full loop. You'll see all the rides, the scenery, and those little details that make Busch Gardens special. From England, we headed right and ended up in Scotland. It's a small but beautiful hamlet with stone cottages and the Highland stables, where you can actually pet the horses. Super chill, almost like stepping into a little countryside village. But Scotland is also home to our very first ride of the day, the legendary Loch Ness Monster. This was actually my first ever roller coaster, maybe not the best beginner choice. The ride's got one big drop, those famous interlocking loops, and it's definitely longer than you expect. The only downside is that it rattles a bit and the restraints can give you a headache. So if you're new to roller coasters, maybe start with something else.
Now we're getting to the real thrill rides of the park. Welcome to Germany. This is honestly one of our favorite sections, mostly because of Das Festhaus. It's this huge air-conditioned dining hall that feels like a gift from heaven after walking around in the Virginia heat all day. And the food, easily the best in the park. They've got sausages, pizzas, and more, plus a live show a few times a day that you can watch while you eat. It's the perfect spot to cool off, recharge, and enjoy the atmosphere. But before you even make it there, you're greeted by Alpengeist, a massive floorless coaster themed after a runway ski lift. This ride is packed with twists, loops, and all the G-forces you could ask for. Next up is Darkoaster. It's themed like a haunted castle, and the creepy vibe definitely sets the mood before you even get on. The ride itself is fun, but if you're chasing big thrills, it might feel just a little underwhelming. Big Bad Wolf is another one that's geared more towards families. It's not the most intense coaster, but it's great for kids or anyone who isn't used to the bigger rides. And then there's Verbolten. Honestly, this one shocked us. We went in thinking it was going to be more of a kiddie coaster, but wow. I won't spoil it, but let's just say there are some surprises on this ride that make it easily one of our favorites in the entire. So that wraps up Germany, home to some of the park's best food, atmosphere, and some seriously intense rides. But if you thought Germany was wild, wait until you see Italy. Italy is where Busch Gardens really turns up the heat with some of its biggest coasters. Stepping into Italy feels like walking into a hillside vineyard village. The cobblestone paths, fountains, and sculptures give the whole area a calm, picturesque vibe. There's even an open-air theater where you can catch live music and shows, which adds to the charm. Italy isn't just about the rides either. There's even a wine tasting experience where you can sample different local and international wines. We didn't get to try any of the wines, so unfortunately we can't tell you if it was any good, But if you want to give it a shot, it'll run you about $10 a person. But again, prices vary. But don't let the peaceful atmosphere fool you though, because Italy is home to some of the park's biggest thrill rides. First up, Apollo's Chariot. This is a true classic and one of Busch Gardens' most iconic coasters. It takes you up a 200-foot lift hill before diving into a series of massive drops and floating airtime hills that stretch out over the forest and river. Next is Tempesto. This one's all about launches. It rockets you forwards, backwards, and then forwards again into a vertical climb before flipping you upside down. It's quick, punchy, and a blast to ride. The only downside? The over-the-shoulder restraints can dig in, especially during that slow roll where you're hanging upside down. Escape from Pompeii is more of a themed boat ride than a soaking water ride. It's actually pretty short, but packs in some cool effects with fire, crumbling, and ruins, and then a big drop at the end. You won't get drenched, just a light splash, so it's an easy way to cool off without walking around soaked. There are also family dryers outside Pompeii, although they are paid, so keep that in mind. Italy's also home to Roman Rapids, a classic whitewater rafting adventure. You'll spin and splash your way through rushing rapids and waterfalls, and let's just say staying dry is not really an option. It's a fun way to break up the coasters and cool down on a hot summer day. And finally, my personal favorite ride in the entire park, Pantheon. This beast is packed with multiple launches that throw you forwards and backwards, including one that slingshots you up a towering hill in reverse. Then it rockets you forwards again. Pantheon isn't just one of Italy's highlights, it's one of the best rides in the park, period. And that's Italy, home to some of Busch Gardens' biggest thrills. But as you cross the bridge out of Italy, things take a sharp turn. Looming in the distance is one of the park's most intimidating coasters. Welcome to France.
France may look like a quaint European village with cobblestone streets and fountains, but don't let the charm fool you. The centerpiece here is Griffon, a massive dive coaster that takes you over 200 feet into the air, and then drops you straight down at a 90-degree angle. Sitting in the front row is the whole new level of terrifying. You're staring face first at the ground with nothing in front of you. If you're looking for something a little more refreshing, France is also home to Le Scoot, a classic log flume that winds through the woods and ends with a big splash. It's the perfect cool-down ride before you move on to the next country. Roller coasters are not the only attractions at Busch Gardens. Take the classic swings in Ireland, for example. From the ground, they might not look too intimidating, but once you're up there, especially if you're sitting on the inside, you'll feel much higher than you expected as you swing out of the pond below.
The river cruise is a calm break from the thrills of the coasters. Lasting about 10 minutes, it's the perfect chance to relax, cool off, and enjoy the scenery as the boat glides under bridges and through quiet, tree-lined waters. The park's classic steam train is both a ride and a way to get around. It circles the park on a scenic route, giving you the chance to rest your feet while still taking in the views. The ride feels timeless, rolling past coasters through wooded stretches and over bridges. Whether you're using it as transportation or just for fun, it's a relaxing way to see the park from a different angle. We also don't recommend sitting in the front of the train because it does get loud.
Here's a quick tip. Download the Busch Gardens app because the navigation is significantly easier than trying to use the maps in the park. The app also shows you the wait times for rides, although these are pretty finicky from experience.
The park also features some less notable countries, including Turkey, Poland, Canada, Hawaii, Africa, and more.
That's gonna do it for our day at Busch Gardens. We had such a good time. The day seriously just flew by. Definitely a spot we'll be coming back to. Thanks for hanging out with us, and if you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and stick around for the next adventure.